So this is the final recording I'm going to be able to slap together before I go on the lam again. It's going to be an extended period of time away. I will still be recording the backgrounds, however, and the quality, it will change. And so embrace the amount of high definition forehead you are able to receive and internalize over the course of this video, because it will have to last you until the next time I am able to sit down and record something in HD. But I promise you I will be still recording regularly. I'm going to be purely on vacation, and these videos are a part of that vacation. That being said, I have been wanting to talk about this for an incredibly long time, and we finally made it. This is like Christmas morning for me. This is just funny and stupid. It combines comedy and stupidity in a way that you can only dream of in most things. This is Messi's tour of India. Messi's tour of India has been, at least it started as a basically unmitigated disaster. It's actually kind of turned around into being what it was supposed to be, which full credit to the organizers of the later parts of the tour for actually nailing it. But the start of Messi's tour in India was dumb. And I think we just need to, you know, I hate to use the corporate speak here, but we just need to zoom out, gain a little perspective about what we're actually talking about in the first place here. Because this is something, it's got its own Wikipedia page, by the way, the Lionel Messi India Tour, the GOAT India Tour. I don't know exactly who's putting this on, right? That seems to be some of the great mystery for me. It's not really mentioned anywhere exactly who's putting this on. Right, they said it's the next leg of the GOAT Tour is this Messi's PR firm. It seems to be some sort of collaboration between Lionel Messi's team and basically wealthy people in India in the various states where soccer, football is a bigger deal, that they want to get their kind of political, they want to score their political points and, you know, show their families Messi basically by bringing him over. Now, the reason he's doing this is pretty obvious. I found an article from Sport Indie TV. I don't really know where Sport Indie TV is, but it's from a place where they will write out this amount of money and then not translate it for you. So I'm imagining it's some sort of Indian news source. I Googled that just for his initial appearance at this Kolkata stadium, which he would end up he would spend about 20 minutes there. It was supposed to be an hour or two. He ended up spending 20 minutes walking around the Kolkata stadium. I've converted that. How much is that? It's $10 million. So, answering the question of why this is happening, because a lot of people will pay a ridiculous amount of money to be able to see Lionel Messi for that much time, right? Or in the case of what happened at the initial stadium in Kolkata when he basically touches down the opening event, a couple wealthy people paid for lots of access to Lionel Messi. But we'll get to what's going on with the event in a second. Like I said, we're zooming out here. This is a single guy on a tour of a country, right? Like, it's an event, right? I don't know how many people in the world would be able to do this, but this is essentially just a high-profile event of Lionel Messi is here. He's not playing a match. No part of this is him playing a match. He shows up in stadiums, he walks around, he kicks the ball back and forth with a few dignitaries, visits a wildlife conservation, prays in front of a statue, has a statue of him unveiled, which, you know, that doesn't make any sense. But that's what's happening here. That's amazing. That's unbelievable. Right, and I think it says two things. It says, one, how famous Lionel Messi is, obviously. That's not a surprise to anybody. This is just another example of this guy can just announce that he's going to go on vacation somewhere, essentially, and make tens of millions of dollars and have, you know, set the country ablaze almost. It also says a lot about Indian celebrity culture. I've never been to India. You know me. I've been all over, right? I've been to over 50 countries. I absolutely love traveling. I love exposing myself to other cultures. I don't understand India's celebrity culture at all. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I come from the United States, where celebrity culture is like a pretty big deal. People get real carried away, right? Way more than most places, I would think. But in India, they got this whole thing going on. I don't even understand what it is. Now, I'm going to let the podcast, the Upshot podcast, kind of explain this. I'm just let them drop in because they talk about the statue very well.
So the fans turned up to the unveiling of his 70-foot high statue, and
which, okay, Look at the unveiling. They just threw like some blue tarp over the front of it. I don't know why that looks weird to me. I don't know what a normal statue unveiling is going to be like. But the most important part of this, right, is funny as this might look, is why is there a 70-foot statue of Lionel Messi in India? It'd be like Australia deciding to build a 70-foot statue of Wayne Gretzky. Tom Brady having a statue in Scotland. Why? Like, yeah, Lionel Messi's probably the greatest footballer of all time. Why would India build a 70-foot statue to him? It's just kind of, I don't know how to explain it. I'm going to try, but I think that you get it without me having to explain it, that it's just kind of loser behavior. I don't know what motivates like Indian politicians in the way that they're able to, try and, as every politician is doing, try to keep their job, right? In going that direction, they want to try and build a statue to Lionel Messi, right? This is like writing a poem to the popular girl that doesn't like you, right? It doesn't, I don't, what's the winning, what are the win conditions here? Right, like if you're in Boston, you build a statue to Tom Brady. If you're in Argentina, anywhere, you build a statue to Messi. Or in Barcelona, maybe even just Catalonia in general. Spain, you could build a statue to Lionel Messi. A self-loathing PSG fan, Miami. It would make complete sense to put a nice little statue of Lionel Messi in Miami. He's won the MLS MVP award. He brought Inter Miami a title. Right, he's won 2 trophies with Inter Miami as the best player. He's the all-time leader in goals for the club. Sure. Build that statue in a town square in Miami. That would make sense. This doesn't make any sense. Forget about the rest of the tour. The fact that there's an unveiling of a 70-foot statue in the first place is just weird. And it obviously indicates a part of Indian celebrity / sporting culture I don't understand. I don't understand what would motivate you to do this. You would get clowned on so hard in the United States if you did this. Everybody would be making fun of you in the United States. Maybe that's what's happening in India too. I don't know. It's just weird behavior.
It's because of security fears, Messi unveiled it by video link.
It was a weird unveiling.
Because they had like a bag on its head.
Yeah.
It was just the
Like
bag.
he's been taken hostage.
It was like a Scooby-Doo villain.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah, so, he then does, like, if you just want to make it even more awkward, you can't guarantee a security or something. He unveils the statue virtually. He unveils the statue virtually. I mean, that's just so awkward and weird. And what even is that? That he's unveiling the statue like virtually. Why? What is the point of any of this? This is a 70-foot statue of Lionel Messi that it is highly likely he will never see in person. What is the point? I mean, ancient archaeologists 1,000 years from now are going to think Lionel Messi was the greatest Indian player of all time with that going on. Okay, so he actually shows up, and as you can see, they have a nice timeline for this. So he has the statue unveiling. It marked the start of the tour, and then there was the opening event, which was at Salt Lake Stadium in Calcutta. Thousands of fans gathered to see Messi, many of whom had purchased tickets ranging up to 10,000 rupees and more. His planned appearance included a walk around the pitch and interactions with supporters. Now, there's a lot of money, right? We're talking maybe a couple weeks, a month's wage, right, to be able to go and see Lionel Messi, which, if you're a big football fan, I get. Okay, that's fine. I'm not going to blame anybody for going to that. Right, my dad and I tried to go to a Lionel Messi match, and then he got hurt, so we didn't end up going, right? But you get the idea. You want to try and go see this guy one time. Even if it's not a match, you want to go see him. You want to be able to tell your grandkids someday, like, I saw Lionel Messi in the stadium. That is normal kind of fan behavior to me. The problem was, apparently, too many people were allowed on the field. And for this, I got to go into Satadru Dutta, who is the guy that was planning this in Kolkata. He's now in jail, so you can tell it went very well. He originally like set this whole thing up and it issued 150 field passes. He goes on to say a very influential person reached the stadium and overpowered him, causing him to have to issue more than the original 150 kind of ground passes to be in the stadium. The police are examining whether the expanded access directly contributed to the breakdown in crowd control. Let me save them the trouble. It probably did. He claimed that once that particularly influential person reached the stadium, all the flowchart for the Messi program was disturbed and he could not control it. Basically, that somebody who is very influential in Kolkata, politician, wealthy person, whoever, showed up at the event, just flexed on him hard enough that he was not able to maintain the, basically this person showed up and said, I want 100 grounds passes for all of my people and whatever, right? So whatever event that he had planned and the way that he had planned it fell apart completely. The end result was everybody ended up on the field, right? And Lionel Messi, who understandably, like he's quoted even in this, is like he was being touched and hugged and he does not want to be touched and hugged. Right? Because anytime Lionel Messi is in public, it is a potentially life-threatening situation. Like you want to understand how insane people go when they see Lionel Messi. I used to do a podcast, of course, with a guy named Julian Gressel who played on Inter Miami with Lionel Messi, did those preseason tours in Central America and Asia and wherever. The stories he would tell about people fainting, jumping through windows, people like it is, if Lionel Messi is recognized in a crowd, it is immediately a life-threatening situation. People are crazy enough. There's going to be a stampede. If it's not Messi's life, it's somebody's, right? Like it is a disaster waiting to happen. Every single time somebody like Messi or Messi makes an appearance, it has to be fully, like the security measures have to be bulletproof, right? There should not be anybody getting through that is touching or hugging him that is not supposed to be there. And I can understand, I am never going to blame Lionel Messi for going, how about not? Right? Like, hey, so he cuts it short. He's walking around the stadium. People paid all this money to be here. And he goes, this isn't safe. There's crowding. Like apparently nobody could see Messi. That's why everybody got upset. And then the fans actually storm the field. You get a scene that looks like this, where the fans have actually stormed the field and they start like breaking chairs and ripping stuff up because they are so upset. You can see like the stands are clearing out. A lot of people are going home too, but some of the fans, maybe a little drunk, right, didn't see Messi at all. They paid all this money to be here. The event got cut short. It was clearly a mess, like Fire Festival Messi edition, and they just start ripping the stadium up. They're all pissed at this dude, and then the Indian authorities come out and actually arrest the guy that organized the event. And of course, he's saying, look, I had this event organized and some dude came and blew it up. So it's a he said situation about what actually went down at this event. But the point is, Messi shows up in India, unveils a statue virtually, walks around for 20 minutes, gets paid $10 million. And then this, the only people that are left super frustrated are a bunch of fans that wanted to go look at Lionel Messi in the first place. And even while he was on the field, he was just getting cornered by these VIPs that have been given these field passes or bullied their way into these field passes. Basically, everybody's so cloud obsessed that everybody's trying to get their 3 seconds to take that picture with Messi to be like, oh, glad to be able to welcome Lionel Messi to the country. I mean, look at how awkward this sort of stuff becomes after a while. You've got Messi, his personal bodyguard, Rodrigo de Paul, who of course is on this tour. So Suarez, by the way. And then you just have this dude just spawn in. Right, try and bully his way like in front of a kid who's in this picture. He just bullies his way in front of the kid, moves the kid out of the way. Look at this. There's the kid. Messi's here. He's doing like little training camps with kids, whatever. He's taking a picture with the U19 team, whatever. Right, and this random dude just, I'm next to Messi. This is what matters, right here. Excuse me, and he stands there. Tries to like say something, and then they come in and like push him back out of the way. Rodrigo de Paul's like, bro, you just stood directly in front of the kid, moves the guy out of the way and moves the kid back, who's obviously like, great. And I mean, Rodrigo de Paul being an absolutely great guy here. Messi's like, damn, this is pretty weird. We've got, SEAL Team 7 in the background here with the shades. This dude's looking incredibly sad. But I think you get the vibe of what this entire event Was. And then to top it off, we have this. The fan from Kolkata at the Messi event. This is a real quote. It's my wedding day, but I left all the ceremonies to be here for Messi. But the management was so pathetic I couldn't even see him. That's the type of guy that was on the field, tossing chairs around when he couldn't see him. So it was an absolute disaster in Calcutta. But then he goes on to Hyderabad, and things are better. It's still funny, though. I just have to show you this clip. This is the head of Telangana. My apologies. I don't know how to say it. I believe this is in Hyderabad. I'm like 99% sure. Right, so he goes to this next event. It's better organized. There's no storming of the field. He's able to stay out there the whole time. He's passing it back and forth with the head of state. And this dude is just missiling the ball wide of Messi, right? Like, he's making Messi chase the ball. If you think that one was bad, check this one out. Takes a touch and just rips. Like, what are we doing? Like, if you're the head of state, I get, like, you're out there, you're having a laugh, whatever. There's really nothing actually wrong with this. It's just funny. I'm just like, dude, if you were trying to look out for yourself here, you probably know that you're not that good at passing the ball back and forth. Maybe just let, like, a local professional do it while you shake Messi's hand and say, welcome to Hyderabad. What is that, man? But the tour does start to turn around. He gives Sunil Chetri a signed jersey. You see, like, this is a much more organized looking event. Some other people I don't recognize, but that's probably more my fault. And then finally, the third stop, he's really going all out with this. He goes to Gujarat. He goes to some nature preserve that's run by a guy, where is his name? Anant Ambani, who I think is a billionaire. I'm not entirely sure. But he's like, praying to Hindu shrines and like going through cultural festivals and really embracing the whole deal. He's got, he's all dressed up. I don't really know what's going on here, but again, I haven't done my whirlwind tour of India yet. My goat tour of India. I think I'm planning that a few years from now. If somebody's got $10 million, I'd be more than happy. Honestly, I'd probably do it for free. But they ended up naming a lion cub Lionel after Lionel Messi. It looked like he was having a good time and things went a lot better. So it did turn around towards the end. It was just a wild ride at the beginning. I mean, the guy that organized Lionel Messi's first stop is already in jail before the end of the event. Just strange, just weird. People really need to cool it a little bit on the celebrity worship, man. It's a disease. It really is. In the internet age, it is a disease.